ready.
All right, everybody, welcome back to Doki Literature Club. Uh, we've handed out the necessary enroll assignments. Everyone knows their part, and we're about to get started. Everybody ready?
Yeah! Woo!
Yeah.
Let's let's get going.
Ooh, pink! Oh my god, I'm so excited! Easily disturbed. I have to go.
Wow,
I
this is
have
already
green
going.
eyes.
I'm so excited.
No way. Aw, boo.
I love you, Emily.
I love you, Emily.
I hate you, Emily.
All right, here we go. Is that me?
That's Amanda.
Oh, already?
Yeah, go Amanda.
Hey,
Do I read this? Is this
Oh,
me?
who wants to be a narrator? Oh wait, no.
It's Jeremy.
Oh.
It's Jeremy.
I see an annoying girl running toward me from a distance, waving her arms in the air like she's totally oblivious to any attention she might draw to herself. That girl is Sayori, my neighbor and good friend since children. You know, the kind of friend you'd never see yourself making, see yourself making today, but it kind of works out because you've known each other for so long. We used to walk to school together on days like this, but starting around high school, she would oversleep more and more frequently, and I would get tired of waiting up. But if she's going to chase after me like this, I almost feel better off running away. However, I just sigh and idle in front of the crosswalk and let Sayori catch up to me.
I overslept again, but I caught you this time.
Maybe, but only because I decided to stop and wait for you.
You said I like thinking about ignoring me. That's me, Jeremy.
Well, if people stare at you for acting weird, then I don't want them to think we're a couple or something.
Fine, fine. But you did wait for me. I guess you don't have it in you to be mean, even if you want.
Whatever you say, Sayori. We cross the street together and make our way to school. As we draw near, the streets become increasingly speckled with other students making their daily commute.
By the way, Jeremy, have you decided on a club to join?
A club? I told you already, I'm really not interested in joining any clubs. I haven't been looking either.
Well, that's not true. You told me you would join a club.
Did I? I'm sure it's possible that I did. In one of our many conversations where I dismissively go along with whatever she's going on about. Sayori likes to worry a little too much about me. When I'm perfectly content just getting by on the average while spending my free time on games and anime.
Uh-huh. I was talking about how I'm worried that you won't learn how to socialize or how to feel with college. Your happiness is really important. You know. I mean, I know you're happy now, but I die at the thought of you becoming anything to the real world. You trust me, right? Don't make me keep worrying about you.
Alright, alright. I'll look at a few clubs if it makes you happy. No promises though.
Will you at least promise me you'll try over it?
Yeah, I guess I'll promise you that.
Yay!
Why do I let myself get lectured by such a carefree girl? More than that, I'm surprised to even let myself relent. I guess seeing her worry so much about me makes me want to ease her mind up at least a little bit, even if she does exaggerate everything inside of her head. The school day is as ordinary as ever, and it's over before I know it. After I pack up my things, I stare blankly at the wall, looking for an ounce of motivation. Clubs. Sayori wants me to check out some clubs. I guess I have no choice but to start with the anime club.
Hello?
Sayori? Sayori must have come into the classroom while I was spacing out. I look around and realize that I'm the only one left in the classroom.
I thought I'd catch you in the classroom, but I saw you just sitting here and like honestly me sometimes. I'm a mess.
You don't need to wait up for me if it's going to make you late to your own club.
Well, I thought you might need some encouragement, like you know,
Know what?
well, sit come to my club.
Sayori,
Yeah.
there's no way I'm going to your club. Sayori is vice president of the literature club. Not that I was ever aware that she had any interest in literature. In fact, I'm 99% sure she only did it because she thought it would be fun to help start a new club. Since she was the first one to show interest after the one who proposed the club, she inherited the title of vice president. That said,
Gotcha.
my interest in literature is guaranteed to be even less. Ooh. Yeah, I'm gonna go to the anime club.
Come on, please.
Why do you care so much, anyway?
Well, I kind of told the club yesterday I would bring in and Natsuki made cupcakes.
Don't make promises you can't keep. I can't tell if Sayori is really that much of an airhead, or if she's so cunning as to have planned all of this out. I let out a long sigh. Fine. I'll stop by for a cupcake, okay?
Yes, let's go.
Oh, Sayori. And thus today marks the day I sold my soul for a cupcake. I dejectedly follow Sayori across the school and upstairs, a section of the school I rarely visit, being generally used for third year classes and activities. Sayori, full of energy, swings open the classroom door.
Everyone, remember who's here.
I told you, don't call me a new member. Oh, I glance around the room.
Welcome to the literature club. It's a pleasure meeting you. Sayori always says nice things about you. Seriously, you brought a boy? Way to kill the atmosphere.
Ah, Jeremy, what a nice surprise. Welcome to the club.
All words escape me in this situation. This club is full of incredibly cute girls.
What are you looking at? You want to say something, say it.
Sorry.
Doki.
The girl with the sour attitude, whose name is apparently Natsuki, is one I don't recognize. Her small figure makes me think she's probably a first year. She's also the one who made cupcakes, according to Sayori.
You can just ignore her.
Sayori says that quietly into my ear, then turns back toward the other girls.
Anyway, this is Natsuki, always full of energy. And this is Yuri, the smartest of the club.
Don't say things like that.
Yuri, who appears comparably more mature and timid, seems to have a hard time keeping up with people like Sayori and Natsuki. Well, it's nice to meet both of you.
And it sounds like you already know Monica. Is that right?
That's right. It's great to see you again, Jeremy.
Monica smiles sweetly. We do know each other. Well, we rarely talked, but we were in the same class last year. Monica was probably the most popular girl in class. Smart, beautiful, athletic, basically completely out of my league. So having her smile at me so genuinely feels a little. You too, Monica.
I said we need room for you at the table so you can sit next to me. Oh my. I'll get the cupcake.
Hey, I made them. I'll get them.
I got a little too excited.
How about I make some as well?
The girls have a few desks arranged to form a table. As Sayori mentioned, it's been widened so that there's one space next to Monica and one space next to Sayori. Natsuki and Yuri walk over to the corner of the room where Natsuki grabs a wrapped tray and Yuri opens the closet. Still feeling awkward, I take a seat next to Sayori. Natsuki
Ooh.
proudly marches back to the table, tray in hand.
Okay, are you ready? Ta-da!
Oh,
Natsuki lifts the foil off the tray to reveal a dozen white, fluffy cupcakes decorated to look like little cats.
Yeah.
The whiskers are drawn with icing, and little pieces of chocolate were used to make the ears.
so cute.
Kawaii. I had no idea you were so good at baking, Natsuki.
Well, you know. Just hurry and take one.
Sayori grabs one first, then Monica. I follow.
Delicious.
Oh my.
Sayori talks with her mouth full and has already managed to get icing on her face. I turn the cupcake around in my fingers, looking for the best angle to take a bite. Natsuki is quiet. I can't help but notice her sneaking glances in my direction. Is she waiting for me to take a bite? I finally bite down. The icing is sweet and full of flavor. I wonder if she made it herself. This is really good. Thank you, Natsuki.
Well, I already baked you. Not like I
Haven't I heard this somewhere before?
made them for you or anything. Someone did it!
Eh? I thought you said
Eh?
Sayori said.
Well, maybe. But not for you, you, dummy.
Aka.
Alright, alright. I give up on Natsuki's weird logic and dismiss the conversation. Yuri returns to the table carrying a tea set. She carefully places a teacup in front of each of us before setting down the teapot next to the cupcake tray. You keep a whole tea set in this classroom?
Don't worry, the teachers give you permission. After all, doesn't a hot cup of help you with
Uh, I guess.
Ehehe. Don't let yourself get intimidated. Yuri's just trying to impress you.
That's not.
Insulted, Yuri looks away.
That's that.
I believe you. Well, tea and reading might not be a pastime for me, but I at least enjoy the tea. Yuri faintly smiles to herself in relief. Monica raises an eyebrow, then smiles at me.
So, what made you consider the literature club?
Um, I was afraid of this question. Something tells me I shouldn't tell Monica that I was practically dragged here by Sayori. Well, I haven't joined any clubs yet, and Sayori seemed really happy.
That's okay, don't be embarrassed. We'll make sure you feel right at home, okay?
Ugh.
As president of the literature club, it's my duty to make the club fun and exciting for everyone.
Yeah.
Monica, I'm surprised. How come you decided to start your own club? You could probably be a board member for any of the major clubs. Weren't you a leader of the debate club last year?
Ah ha ha. Well, To be honest, I can't stand all the politics around the major clubs. It feels like nothing but arguing about the budget and publicity and how to prepare for events. I'd much rather take something I personally enjoy and make something special out of it.
You're so cute.
I know.
I know.
And if it encourages others to get into literature, then I'm fulfilling that dream.
Oh, kawaii. Wow.
Monica really is a great reader.
Yuri also nods in agreement. Then I'm surprised there aren't more people in the club yet. It must be hard to start a new club.
You could put it that way. Not many people are very interested in putting out all the effort to start something brand new. Especially when it's something that doesn't grab your attention, like literature. You have to work hard to convince people that you're both fun and worthwhile. But it makes school events like the festival that much more important. I'm confident that we can all really grow this club before we graduate. Right, everyone?
Hi.
We'll do our best. You know it.
Everyone enthusiastically agrees.
You know.
Such different girls, all interested in the same goal. Monica must have worked really hard just to find these three. Maybe that's why they were all so delighted by the idea of a new member joining. Though I still don't really know if I can keep up with their level of enthusiasm about literature. Yuri,
Oh, sorry. So Jeremy, what kinds of things do you like to read?
Manga.
well, considering how little I've read these past few years, I don't really have a good way of answering that. Manga? I mutter quietly to myself, half joking. Natsuki's head suddenly perks up. It looks like she wants to say something, but she keeps quiet.
Not much of a reader.
Ooh.
Well, that can change. What am I saying? I spoke without thinking after seeing Yuri's sad smile. Anyway, what about you, Yuri?
Well, let's see.
Yuri traces the rim of her teacup with her finger.
My favorites are usually novels that build deep and complex fantasy worlds. The level of creativity and craftsmanship behind them is amazing to me. And telling a good story in such a foreign world is equally impressive.
Yuri goes on, clearly passionate about her reading. She seems so reserved and timid since the moment I walked in, but it's obvious by the way her eyes light up that she finds her comfort in the world of books, not people.
But you know, I like a lot of things. Stories with deep psychological elements usually immerse me as well. Isn't it amazing how a writer can so deliberately take advantage of your own lack of imagination to completely throw you for a loop? Anyway, I've been reading a lot of horror lately.
Ah, I read a horror book once. Oh, I read a horror book once.
Once.
I definitely grasped something I can relate to at the minimal level. At this rate, Yuri might as well be having a conversation with a rock.
Really? I wouldn't have expected that, Yuri. For someone as gentle as you.
Yes, you could say that. But if a story makes me think or takes me to another world, then I really can't put it down. Surreal horror is often very successful at changing the way you look at the world, if only for a brief moment. I hate horror. Oh, why's that? Well, I just
Natsuki's eyes dart over to me for a split second.
never mind.
That's right, you usually like to write about cute things, don't you, Natsuki?
What? What gives you that idea?
You left a piece of scrap paper behind last club meeting. It looked like you were working on a poem called
Don't say it out loud. And give it back.
Fine, fine.
Your cupcakes, your poems. Everything you do is just as cute as you
Sayori sidles up behind Natsuki and puts her hands on her shoulders.
I'm not cute.
Natsuki, you write your own poems?
Well, I guess sometimes. Why do you care?
I think that's impressive. Why don't you share them sometime?
No,
Natsuki averts her eyes.
you wouldn't like
Ah, not a very confident writer yet.
I understand how Natsuki feels. Sharing that level of writing takes more than just confidence. The truest form of writing is writing to oneself. Wow. You must be willing to open up to your readers, exposing your vulnerabilities and showing even the deepest reaches of your heart. You're so deep. I know. Oh my god.
Do you have writing experience too, Yuri? Maybe if you share
Monica,
some of your work, you can set an example and help Natsuki feel comfortable enough to share hers.
I guess it's the same for Yuri.
are. Aw, I wanted to read his poems.
We all sit in silence for a moment.
Okay. I have an idea, everyone.
Okay. Natsuki and Yuri look quizzically at Monica.
Let's all go home and write a poem of our own. Then, next time we meet, we'll all share them with each other. That way, everyone is even. Eto.
Yeah, let's do it.
Plus, now that we have a new member, I think it will help us all get a little more comfortable with each other and strengthen the bond of our club. Isn't that right, Jeremy?
Monica smiles warmly at me once again. Hold on. There's still one problem.
And what's that?
Now that we're back to the original topic of me joining the club, I bluntly come forth with what's been on my mind the entire time. I never said I would join this club. Sayori may have convinced me to stop by, but I never made any decision. I still have other clubs to look at, and um, I lose my train of thought. Oh, they all look so cute. All four girls stare back at me with dejected eyes.
but
I'm sorry, I thought.
Jeremy,
Oh my god, this is so great.
this is so great.
You all, I'm defenseless against these
Yeah, you
girls. How am I supposed to make a clear-headed decision when it's like this? That is, if writing poems is the price I need to pay in order to spend every day with these beautiful girls. Right. Okay, I've decided then. I'll join the literature club. One by one, the girls' eyes light up.
yes, we're so happy.
Sayori wraps her arms around me, jumping up and down. Hey!
You really did scare me for a moment. You really just came for the cupcakes. I'd be super pissed.
Then that makes it official. Welcome to the Literature Club.
Ah, thanks, I guess.
Okay, everyone. I think with that, we can officially end today's meeting on a good note. Everyone remember tonight's assignment. Write a poem to bring to the next meeting so we can all share.
Monica looks over at me once more.
Jeremy, I look forward to seeing how you express yourself.
Yeah, yeah. Can I really impress the class star, Monica, with my mediocre writing skills? I already feel the anxiety welling up inside me. Meanwhile, the girls continue to chit-chat as Yuri and Natsuki clean up their food.
Hey, Jeremy, since we're already here, you want to walk home together?
That's right. Sayori and I never walk home together anymore because she always stayed after school for clubs. Sure, might as well.
Yay!
Ta!
With that, the two of us depart the club room and make our way home. The whole way, my mind wanders back and forth between the four: Sayori, Natsuki, Yuri, and of course, Monica.
Mhm.
Will I really be happy spending every day after school in a literature club? Perhaps I'll have the chance to grow closer to one of these girls. Alright, I'll just need to make the most of my circumstances, and I'm sure good fortune will find me. And I guess that starts with writing a poem tonight.
Are there any choices in this, or do you just
I don't know, it seems like it's just reading. It's time to write a poem. Pick words you think your
Oh.
favorite club member will like. Something good might happen with whoever likes your poem the most.
Ooh.
Oh, am I just choosing?
No, this is. Oh,
This is how you
This is
court
where
your
like
future.
Jeff and Samantha can come in and help too.
Oh, Jeff Samantha! Help
This
us
is
pick some
your
words.
decision. It's based off of like the interests of the each individual girl.
Yeah,
So whatever you choose.
if you
So
choose
me?
cute words, then you're going for Tweeby's character. Like
No,
deeper, like darker words. Then
you can just let him pick his words, and then whatever
Yeah.
happens, happens.
yeah, yeah.
Um, so how many do I could choose 20? Oh, okay.
Swimsuit.
Shiny. You would pick bouncy.
Shut up. This is my choice. I'm main character. Shut up. Mm,
Say the ones that you pick, cause it only like lights up
Wait,
for a
where's
second
why
before
is
it.
the club leader on there?
oh, okay. Games. Extraordinary. Playground. Clouds. Suicide. Lipstick. Climax. Uh,
Lipstick
uh,
climax? What the hell is that?
rain cloud. Lucky. Cute. Um, horror play. Um, oh my God, why are these getting
Massacre.
landscape? I know what the fuck. Strawberry. Oh, that was it.
Hi again, Jerry. Glad to see you didn't run away on us. Ha 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 ha.
Nah, don't worry. This might be a little strange for me, but I at least keep my word. Well, I'm back at the literature club. I was the last one to come in, so everyone else is already hanging out.
Thanks for keeping your promise, Jeremy. I hope this isn't too overwhelming of a commitment for you. Making you dive headfirst into literature when you're not to it.
Like you deserve any slack. You already told me you didn't even want to join any club this year. And last year too. I don't know if you plan to just come here and hang out or what. But if you don't take it seriously, then you won't see the end of it.
Natsuki, you certainly have a big mouth for someone who keeps her manga collection in the club room.
Mama.
Moma?
Natsuki finds herself stuck between saying Monica and manga.
Manga is literature.
Swiftly
Literally,
defeated,
art.
Natsuki plops back into her seat.
Don't worry, guys. Jeremy always gets it. It's on time. He helps me with busy work without me even asking. Like cooking, and
Ooh.
Dependable.
Sayori, that's because your room is messy. It's distracting. And you almost set your house on fire once.
is that so?
You two are really good friends, aren't you? You might be a little jealous.
Ooh.
Come, you and Jeremy can become too.
Uh,
Sayori.
Hmm.
As usual, Sayori seems oblivious to the weird situation she just put me in.
Oh, you're important something today. You
Wait, Sayori.
Eh? Me?
Not really.
know, shy.
Really nothing.
What is it?
Never mind. Sayori made it sound like a big deal when it's really not. Oh, what do I do?
Really? I'm sorry. Forgive me.
I guess that means it's up to me to rescue the situation. Hey, don't worry about it. First of all, I wasn't expecting anything in the first place. So any nice gesture from you is a pleasant surprise. It'll make me happy no matter what.
Is that so?
Yeah, I will make it a big deal if you don't want it to be.
Alright. Well, here.
Yuri reaches into her bag and pulls out a book.
I didn't want you to feel left out, so I picked out a book that I thought you might enjoy. It's a short read, so it should keep your attention even if you don't usually read. And we could, discuss it if you wanted.
Oh? This is... How is this girl accidentally being so cute? She picked out a book she thinks I'll like, despite me not reading much. Yuri, thank you! I'll definitely read this. I enthusiastically take the book.
Phew.
Phew.
Well, you can read it at your own pace. I look forward to hearing what you think.
Now that everyone's settled in, I expected Monica to kick off some scheduled activities for the club. But that doesn't seem to be the case. Sayori and Monica are having a cheery conversation in the corner. Yuri's face is already buried in a book. I can't help but notice her intense expression, like she was waiting for this chance. Meanwhile, Natsuki is rummaging around in the closet.
Okay.
I hear Natsuki utter an exasperated sigh from within the closet. She seems to be annoyed by something. I approach her in case she needs a hand. You looking for something in there?
Monica never puts my stuff back in the right spot. What's the point in keeping your collection organized if no one else is gonna if someone else is gonna mess it up?
Natsuki slides a bunch of stacked books and boxes across the shelf. Manga.
You read manga, right?
Uh, sometimes. Manga is one of those things where you can't admit you're really into it and figure out where the other person stands. How did you know anyway?
I heard you bring it up at some point. Besides, it's kind of written on your face.
Damn.
Neat.
What's that supposed to mean? I see. There's a lone volume of manga amidst a stack of various books on the side of one of the shelves. Curious, I pull it out of the stack.
There it is.
Natsuki snatches it out of my hand. She then turns a box of manga and slips the volume right into the middle of the rest.
Ah, much better. Seeing a box set with one book missing is probably the most irritating sight in the world.
I know that feel. I get a closer look at the box set she's admiring. Parfait Girls? It's a series I've never heard of in my life. That probably means it's either way out of my demographic or it's simply terrible.
If you're gonna judge, you can go do it through the glass on the door. On that door.
She points to the classroom door. Hey, I wasn't judging or anything. I didn't even say anything.
It was the tone of your voice. But I'll tell you one thing, Jeremy. Consider this a lesson straight from the list. Don't judge a book by its cover. In fact,
Natsuki pulls out the first volume of Parfait Girls from the box.
I'm gonna show you exactly why.
She shoves the book right into my hands. Uh, I stare at the cover. It features four girls in colorful attire striking animated feminine poses. It's exceedingly moe. Is that how you say it, moe?
Yeah.
Moe.
I'm just stand there.
Oh,
Wow.
Natsuki grabs my arm and pulls me out of the closet. She then takes a seat against the wall beneath the windowsills. She pats on the ground next to her, signaling me to sit there. Wouldn't chairs be more comfortable? I take my seat.
Here's wouldn't work. We can't read at the same time like that.
Eh? Why's that? I guess it's easier to be close together like this.
Oh my. Ah! Don't just say that. I feel like you feel weird about it.
Natsuki crosses her arms and scooches an inch away from me. Sorry. I didn't exactly expect to be sitting this close to her either. Not that I can say it's a particularly bad thing. I open the book. It's only a few seconds before Natsuki once again inches closer, reclaiming the additional space while she hopes I won't notice. I can feel her peering over my shoulder, much more eager to begin reading than I am.
Wow, how long has it been since I read?
Hmm? You don't go back and flip through the older volumes every now and then?
Not really. Maybe sometimes after I've already finished reading this. Hey, are you paying attention?
I am, but nothing's really happened yet, so I can talk at the same time. It looks like it's about a bunch of bunch of friends in high school. Typical slice of life affair. I kind of grew out of these since it's rare for the writing to be entertaining enough to make up for the lack of plot. So, what should I expect from this? Is there going to be a plot?
Well, obviously, you think I would enjoy something that didn't have a plot? I mean, well, I guess I know what you're saying. A lot of the beginning, like, there's a really funny chapter where there's this guy, and but that just helps you get to know the characters. And besides, it's still entertaining. Later on, there's all kinds of drama. Like when they're getting on to their backstories and some of the romance starts to happen. That's really what makes it so good. There's so many touching parts. Oh my god.
Ah, is that so? It sounds like you really know what you're talking about. Maybe I underestimated you.
Hey, wait. What's that supposed to mean? Anger.
Wow! Natsuki gives me a little shove. I just meant that I haven't yet seen you at your full power.
Good scene.
Ah, this chapter seems like it's about baking? This is just a guess, but is there a lot of baking in this manga?
Well,
Natsuki pauses for a moment as if she doesn't want to admit something.
yeah. Why does that matter?
It doesn't. I was just curious. Since you enjoy baking too, right?
That's just a coincidence. I just happen to be getting into baking around the same time. Like I would ever get into anything because it's a manga. I feel bad for anyone that
Oh my god.
Definitely not a coincidence. I guess that explains Natsuki's interest in baking. Still, of all the hobbies to pick up from a manga, that's definitely one of the better ones. Not to mention she's really good at it. So who am I to judge? Whoa. Mm. We read on for a few more minutes. I finished a couple chapters at this point. Are you sure this is boring for you?
It's not.
Even though you're just watching me read?
Well, I'm fine with that.
If you say so. I guess it's fun sharing something like this with someone else. I always get excited when I convince any of my friends to pick up a series I enjoy. You know what I mean?
Huh?
Hmm? You don't?
Um,
Uh,
that's not. Well, I wouldn't really know.
What do you mean? Don't you share your manga with your friends?
Could you not rub it in? Jeez.
Sorry.
Like, I could never get my friends. They just think manga's for kids. I can't even bring it up with them. Like, eh? You still haven't grown out of that yet? You want to punch them in the face.
I know those kinds of people. Honestly, it takes a lot of effort to find friends who don't judge, much less friends who are also into it. I'm already kind of a loser, so I guess I gravitated toward the other losers over time. But it's probably harder for someone like you.
Yeah, that's pretty accurate.
Wait, which part?
I mean, I feel like I can't even get in my own room. I don't even know what my dad would at least think here that Monica was kind of a jerk about it. Monica!
Fight me.
I can't just win, can I? I'll punch you in the face, Monica.
Bring it.
Well, it paid off in the end, didn't it? I mean, here I am reading it.
Well, it's not like that solves any of them.
Sorry, give me something. A second. Mark's trying to figure out how to get in. Maybe. But at least you're enjoying yourself, right?
So, oh, she sees a shirt. Jeez, that's enough. Are you gonna keep reading or what?
yeah. I flip the page. Suddenly, Natsuki starts laughing. Aww.
I totally forgot that happened.
Natsuki puts her finger on one of the panels.
Inori is my favorite character. You always feel a little bad person, so unlucky. But it gets especially bad when I shouldn't be talking about that yet. Just finish the chapter.
Natsuki's voice sparkles with excitement. It's a stark contrast to her usual bossy tone. But if she's not used to sharing her favorite manga with, I can understand why. It's hard to express in words the feeling you get when connecting with someone like that, and being able to provide that to Natsuki, for whom it's a rare experience. The thought makes me smile a little to myself.
Okay, everyone.
Eh?
Are y'all ready with today's poems?
Oh, come on. Can your timing be any worse?
Fight me. Fuck off. Sorry. I just need to make sure we have enough time. Though you do look pretty cozy over there.
Eh? Ah.
Natsuki suddenly notices how close she's gotten to me. She hastily slides herself a good 12 inches away from me. Alright, guess I'll stop here for now. I close the book and hand it towards Natsuki.
You're just giving it back? You don't want to know what happens?
Yeah, but Monica just said,
Don't be dumb. Take it home with you.
eh? Is that really alright? I say that mostly because I really didn't plan on using my spare time to read this.
You bitch! Of course! Well, of course!
Oh, sorry.
It would take forever to finish to take it home. Just finish that one before tomorrow so we can start the next one. And if it gets bent, I'll kill you.
Oh my god. By tomorrow? I only got partway through the volume so far. I might fall behind on some shows if I try to get through this. But I suppose that's a necessary sacrifice in exchange for seeing Natsuke's enthusiastic face. Or am I more scared of what will happen if I don't finish it? Alrighty then. I stand up. I return to where I put my stuff and carefully slip the book into my bag.
By the way, do you remember to write a poem last night?
Yeah. My relaxation ends. I can't believe I agreed to do something so embarrassing. I couldn't really find much inspiration since I'd never really done this before.
Well, now that everyone's ready, why don't you start? Why don't you find someone to share with?
Can't wait.
Sayori and Monica enthusiastically pull out their poems. Sayori is on a wrinkled sheet of loose leaf torn from a spiral notebook. On the other hand, Monica wrote hers in a composition book. I can already see Monica's pristine handwriting from where I sit. Natsuki and Yuri reluctantly comply as well, reaching into their bags. I do the same myself. Oh.
Ooh.
Fuck me. Let's go. Let's go, Monica. Start with Monica. Yesterday, she figured to read my poem, and want
Fight me.
and I want her to know I'm putting in the effort. There you go.
Hi, Jeremy.
Mark's on?
Having a good time so far?
Yeah.
Good. Glad to hear it. By the way, since you're new and everything, if you ever have any suggestions for the club, like new activities or things we can do better, I'm always listening. Don't be afraid to bring things up, okay?
All right. I'll keep that in mind. Of course, I'll be afraid to bring things up. I'm much better off just going with the flow until I'm more settled in.
Anyway, want to share your poem with me?
It's kind of embarrassing, but I guess I have to.
Don't worry, Jeremy. We're all a little embarrassed today, you know. But it's that sort of barrier that we'll all learn to get past soon.
Yeah, that's true. I hand Monica my poem.
Mm-hmm. I like it, Jeremy.
Really?
It's a lot cuter than I expected.
Oh, jeez.
No, no. It kind of makes me think of something Natsuki would write. And she's a good writer, too. So take that as a compliment.
If you say so.
Yep. By any chance, have you read anything by Shel Silverstein? See?
Eh? Maybe a long time ago.
He's famous for telling all kinds of stories. It's just a few simple words. His poems can be funny, endearing, or even sad. And sometimes they're only a few lines long. They might even feel that they're written for kids, but if you think about them, they can express views of the world that would apply to anybody.
I see. So you're saying that Natsuki is kind of like that?
Sort of. Maybe she's not an expert.
You bitch!
But you probably won't find much filler in her poems. They might be easy to write, but they're super challenging to get the meaning enough. So I can see why it would be your kind of poem to explore.
I'm sure I'll end up trying different things a lot. It could take a while before I feel comfortable doing this.
Daijobu.
Yeah.
I'd love to see you try new things. That's the best way to find the kind of style that suits you. Everyone else might be a little biased towards their own kinds of styles. But I'll always help you find what suits you the most. So don't force yourself to write the way everyone else wants you to write. It's not like you have to worry about impressing them or anything. Anyway, do you want to read my poem now? Don't worry, I'm not very good.
You sound pretty confident for someone who claims to not be very good.
Well, that's because I have to sound confident. That doesn't mean I always feel that way, you know?
I see. Well, let's read it then. Hole in wall. It couldn't have. Oh wait, should I read this or should you read it?
You're reading my poem right now.
Okay. Hole in wall. It couldn't have been me. See the direction that spackle protrudes. A nosy neighbor? An angry boyfriend? I'll never know. I wasn't home. I peer inside for a clue. No, I can't see. I reel blind like a film left out in the sun. Oh, okay. But it's too late. My retina's already scorched with a I don't know, already scorched with a permanent copy of the meaningless image. It's just a little hole. It wasn't too bright. It was too deep, stretching forever into everything. A hole of infinite choices. I realize now that I wasn't looking in, I was looking out. And he, on the other side, was looking in.
So, what do you think?
It's very freeform. That's what you call it. Sorry, I'm not really the right person to ask for feedback.
Ah, it's okay. Yeah, that kind of style has gotten pretty popular nowadays. That is, a lot of poems have been putting emphasis on the timing between words and lines. Whenever performed out loud, it can be really powerful.
What was the inspiration behind this one?
Uh, well, I'm not sure I know how to put it. I guess you could say I had some kind of epiphany recently. It's been influencing my poems a bit.
An epiphany?
Yeah, something like that. I'm kind of nervous to talk about deep stuff like that because it's kind of coming on strongly. Maybe after everyone is better friends with each other. Anyway, here's Monica's writing tip of the day. Sometimes when you're writing a poem or a story, your brain gets too fixated on a specific point. If you try so hard to make it perfect, then you'll never make any progress. Just force yourself to get something down on the paper and tidy it up later. Another way to think about it is this: if you keep your pen in the same spot for too long, you'll just get a big dark puddle of ink. So just move your hand and go with the flow. That's my advice for the day. Thanks for listening.
All right, who am I going next? We haven't heard from Sayori.
Oh god.
Let's go, Sayori. Perfect.
Good poem, Jeremy. You sure it's your first time?
Of course.
It's
It's
your
not
first
that
time.
good. Am I the kind of guy who would be writing poems in his spare time?
I guess you're in. That's why I'm impressed with you. Well, to be honest, I was afraid that you wouldn't do it seriously, or that you wouldn't write one at all. I'm really happy just that you wrote one. Just reminds me how you're really a part of the club now.
Not to mention the fact that I'm standing in front of you in the club room? Uh, well, of course. I'm not really into it yet, but that doesn't mean I'll break my promise.
See, it's like we said before, Jeremy. Deep down, you're not selfish at all, right?
Oh my god.
You think that this would people. That sounds really good.
Thanks, Sayori. I'm not sure if Sayori sees the full picture of my motive here. Then again, I can't deny that she's part of the reason I joined. Knowing how much this means to her and all,
Yeah, and I'm gonna make you a okay? That would be really thank
alright, I'm gonna hold you to that then.
you. Now you'll leave me home too, right? Don't worry, I'm really bad at it.
We'll see about that. Dear sunshine, the way you glow through my blinds in the morning, it makes me feel like you missed me, kissing my forehead to help me out of bed, making me rub the sleepy from my eyes. Are you asking me to come out and play? Are you trusting me to wish away a rainy day? I look above, the sky is blue, it's a secret, but I trust you too. If it wasn't for you, I could sleep forever. But I'm not mad. I want breakfast. Beautiful. Sayori, this is just a guess, but did you wait until this morning to write this?
No, just a little bit.
You can't answer just a little bit to say to a yes or no question.
I forgot to do it last night.
Well, at least that makes me feel a little better about.
Don't be mean. I still tried my best.
Yeah. I didn't mean to say that it was a bad poem. It came out nice, or it sounds just like you.
Really?
Yeah. Especially that last line.
Admit it.
Even though you were late to school?
Double.
It's bad to skip breakfast. I get really cranky.
Well, I
True.
guess there's no point in arguing. Anyway, thanks for showing me.
Really? This was so much fun. One of the best.
Damn right I am.
Yeah.
But next time I will.
Honestly, I would
And I'm gonna write the best poem ever.
Well, I guess I look forward to it. Alright, next up, I believe we should go with Yori.
Yuri.
Perfect. Yuri stares at the poem. Minute passes, more than enough time for her to finish reading. Um.
Oh, sorry. I forgot.
It's fine. Don't force yourself.
I'm not. I just need to put my thoughts in. Hold on. Okay. This is your first time writing a poem, right?
Yeah. Why do you ask?
I'm just making sure. I guess that it might be after reading through it.
So it's that bad.
No. Just raise my. I'm so sorry.
Yuri buries her face in her hands. I couldn't help but notice that it's been several minutes and we haven't really gotten anywhere. It might take Yuri a while to get used to new people. It's fine. I really didn't notice. What were you saying?
Right. It's just there are specific writing habits of writers, and having been through that myself, I kind of learned to pick up. I think the most noticeable thing I recognize in new writers is that they try to make their style very deliberate. In other words, they tend to pick a writing style separate from the topic matter and they form the two together. The end result is that both the style and the expressive.
Once Yuri finds her train of thought, it's as if her demeanor totally changes. Her stammering is completely gone and she sounds like an expert.
Of course, that's not something you can be blamed for. There are so many different skills in writing simple poems. Not just finding them and building them, but getting them to work together. It might take you some time, but it all comes together with, or it all comes with practice and learning by example and trying new things. I also hope that everyone else in the club is valuable. Suki can be a little bit biased.
Biased? How?
You bitch!
Oh,
Well, never mind. I shouldn't be talking about people. Sorry.
it's fine. I'm not sure if Yuri is apologizing to herself, to me, or to Natsuki. Do you mind if I read your poem now?
Please do. I'd love to share my thought process behind it.
Yuri smiles dreamily, as if that's a rare opportunity for her, which itself is kind of funny. After all, isn't this supposed to be a literature club? Ghost under the light. The tendrils of my hair illuminate the amber glow. Bathing. It must be this one. The last remaining streetlights have withstood the test of time, the last yet to be replaced by the sickening blue-green hue of the future. I bathe, calm, breathing air of the present but living in the past. The light flickens. I flicken back.
Flickers. It flickers. It doesn't flicken.
Oh, flicker! Dang it!
Looking.
It's flicking.
Shut up.
I'm sorry, I have such terrible writing.
See, she agrees. What? I wasn't thinking that at all.
But it took a long time to read.
Ah, well, as a story script very often. I actually think your handwriting is pretty.
Eh? That's me.
Also, I like the poem. Even though it's short, it was really descriptive.
Was it short? I usually write longer poems.
Not at all.
I'm really glad you liked it. I'll be honest. It's our first time sharing. I wanted to write something a little mild, something easy to digest.
Are you into ghosts, Yuri?
Actually, the story isn't about at all, Jared.
Really? I must have totally missed the point.
Well, I suppose you did only glance over it. But remember that poets often express their own feelings. They usually do more than tell us a story or paint a picture. In this case, perhaps the subject of the poem is only being symbolically compared to it. Lingering in your last remaining places to let go, and soon to be left with nothing.
Oh my god.
Oh my gosh.
That's a lot more solemn putting it that way. I hadn't even thought of that. That's impressive.
It's nothing, really.
Oh.
Well, it makes me happy that you think. Just remember that it won't be long before you pick up on these things too.
Yeah, maybe you're right. I guess I'll have to keep trying.
I'm counting on you.
Alright.
Natsuki. Natsuki. Fuck you, Natsuki.
Perfect.
I'm really getting into
Uh-huh.
character.
Okay, let's start with the things I don't like. First of all,
Natsuki rereads my poem.
never mind. I don't feel like giving you my.
Eh? So what's the point of sharing in the first place? I wrote this when I could have been doing other things. In fact, remember how I said I wanted to read your poems? That's what I had in mind when writing this. I want to help you feel comfortable enough to share yours. Like Monica said.
Uh, well, I would be more comfortable sharing my poem if yours was really bad. You were supposed to show me some dumb poem and make me go, ha, well, it's not that great, but let me show you what real literature looks like. And you went and ruined it. I hope you're happy.
So in other words, dang, you liked it?
Irk.
Natsuki's retort gets caught in her throat.
You're so. You don't understand anything, do you? I already told you that you don't have to go announcing to the world like you're all self-important. Fuck up.
Pretty sure you never actually said that. I say that mostly to myself. Natsuki must really hate me or something. I can't figure out if it's a win or a loss that she liked my poem. In any case, you still need to show me yours, right?
Fine, I guess.
Grr.
Only because Monica won't.
Damn right I will.
Eagles can fly, monkeys can climb, crickets can leap, horses can race, owls can seek, cheetahs can run, eagles can fly, people can try, but that's about it.
Oh, that is the best poem by far.
Music. God damn it! What the
Nice
fuck?
one.
Yeah,
Great one. Natsuki.
I told you you weren't gonna like it.
I like it.
What? Just be honest.
I am. Why are you so convinced that I wouldn't like it?
Well, because everyone in high school thinks that writing has to be all sophisticated and stuff. So people don't even take my writing.
But isn't the point of poems for people to express themselves? Your writing style wouldn't make your message any less valid.
Yes, exactly. I like when it's easy to read, but hard. True. Like this poem. Like even this
It's so
poem.
hard.
Seeing everything around you, everyone around you, great things. Really disheartening. What? So I decided to write about it.
Yeah, I understand.
But the other nice thing about writing is that weight on the wordplay. Like I set up for the rhyme at the end, and then made it fall flat on purpose. It helps bring out the feeling in the last line.
So you did. I guess more went into it than I realized.
That's what it means to be a pro. I'm glad you learned
Oh
something.
my god.
Oh god.
Didn't expect that from the youngest one here, did you?
Yeah, I guess not. I decided to humor her with that last comment. I don't really care how old everyone is, but if Natsuki is feeling proud, then I won't take that away from her. Phew! I guess that's everyone. I glanced around the room. That was a little more stressful than I anticipated. It's as if everyone is judging me for my mediocre writing abilities. Even if they're just being nice, there's no way my poems can stand up to theirs. This is a literature club, after all. I sigh. I guess that's what I ended up getting myself into. Across the room, Sayori and Monica are happily chatting. My eyes land on Yuri and Natsuki. They gingerly exchange sheets of paper, sharing their respective poems. As they read in tandem, I watch each of their expressions change. Natsuki's eyebrows furrow in frustration. Meanwhile, Yuri smiles sadly.
What's with this language? It? Did you say something? Oh, it's nothing.
Natsuki dismissively returns the poem to the desk with one hand.
I guess you could say it's fancy. Thanks. Yours is cute. Cute? Did you completely miss the symbolism or something? It's clearly about the feeling of giving up. How can that be cute? I know that. I just meant the language, I guess. Trying to say something nice.
Ooh.
Eh?
Fight.
Here we
You
go.
have to try that hard to come up with something nice to say? Thanks, but I really didn't come. Wait, that did wait, but it really didn't come out. Well, I do have a couple suggestions. If I was looking for suggestions, I would have asked someone who actually liked it. Which people did, by the way. Theory liked it. And Jeremy did too. So based on that, I'm glad that you used suggestions of my own. First of all, excuse me. I appreciate the offer, but I've spent a long time establishing my role. I don't expect to change anything unless, of course, I come across something particularly, which I haven't yet.
Ooh. Oh,
And Jeremy liked my poem too, you know.
He even told me he was impressed.
Ooh.
Natsuki suddenly stands up.
Oh.
Oh, shit.
I didn't realize you were so invested in trying to impress our new member, Yuri.
Ooh.
Uh-oh.
That's not what I. You're just.
Yuri stands up as well.
Maybe you're just jealous that Jeremy appreciates my advice more than he appreciates.
I love this so much.
Oh, God.
I love this so much.
How do you know he didn't appreciate my advice? Are you that full of yourself?
Uh-oh, you're gonna have to pick sides.
No. If I was full of myself, I would deliberately go out of my way to make everything I do overtly cutesy.
Oh, shit.
Conflict.
Is everyone okay?
Well, you know what? I wasn't
Ah.
what?
Oh my god!
Natsuki, that's a little.
Oh no!
Oh, shit. Jeremy, look what you did.
Oh, no. Suddenly, both girls turned it towards me as if they just noticed I was standing there.
Jeremy! He's just trying to make me look bad.
That's not true. She started it. Get over some simple writing more effective. Then it wouldn't have happened in the first place. What's the point in making poems all convoluted for no reason? Leading them out as a reader, not force them to figure it out. Explain her, Jeremy.
Wait! There's a reason we have so many deep and expressive words in our language. It's the only way to convey complex feelings and meaning the most effective. Avoiding them is not only unnecessarily limiting yourself, it's also a waste. You understand that, right, Jeremy?
Jeremy.
Oh!
Well,
How did I get dragged into this in the first place? It's not like I know anything about writing. But whomever I agree with, they'll probably think more highly of me. So of course, that's gonna be. Oh no! Help me, Sayori! Help me! Natsuki! Natsuki glares at me, drawing up any words I had in my mouth. So instead, I turned to Yuri. Yuri? But Yuri's expression is so defenseless that I can't bring myself to say anything to her. Sayori!
Hmm?
Yeah! Everyone's fighting is making Sayori uncomfortable. How can the two of you keep fighting when you know you're making your friend feel like this?
Jeremy?
well, that's her problem. This isn't about her.
I agree.
Ooh.
It's unfair for others to interject their own feelings in our conflict.
Yeah, unless Sari wants to tell Yuri that what is stuck up her.
She would never. It's your immaturity that made her upset in the first place.
Excuse me? Are you listening to yourself?
Oh no.
This is exactly why. Exactly why nobody's like.
Stop! Yuri. You guys are my friends. I just want everyone to get along and be happy. My friends are wonderful. And I love them because of their differences. That's these poems. They're amazing because they give me so many feelings. It's just weird. And the poems are amazing because they create deep pictures in your head. Everyone, feel it comes. So why are you joking?
Because
Also, I'm not cute, and there's nothing wrong with it. And you think that it's
Sayori Sayori stands triumphantly. Monica stands behind her with a bewildered expression.
Monica, you're useless. I'll make some.
Yuri rushes off.
Ooh.
Natsuki sits down with a blank expression on her face, staring at nothing. So, oh, yeah, yeah. So, this is why Sayori is vice president, I whisper to Monica. She nods in return.
To be honest, I might come off as a good leader and I organize things, but I'm not very good with people. I couldn't even bring myself to interject. As president, that's kind of embarrassing of me. Haha.
Nah, it's not like I can blame you. I wasn't able to say anything either.
Well, I guess that just means Sayori is amazing in her own ways, isn't she?
right.
You could say that. She might be an airhead, but sometimes it's weirdly suspicious that she knows exactly what she's doing.
I see. Take good care of her, okay? I would hate to see her get hurt herself. Herself hurt.
That makes two of us. You can count on me. Monica smiles sweetly
Woo.
at me, causing my stomach to knot. Such a genuine person really does make a good president, regardless of what she says. If only I could get the chance to talk to her a little more.
Okay, everyone. It's just about time for us to leave. How did you all feel about sharing poems?
It was a lot of fun.
Well, I'd say it was all right. Well, mostly.
Jeremy, how about you?
Yeah, I'd say the same. It was a neat thing to talk about with everyone.
Awesome! In that case, we'll do the same thing tomorrow.
Oh God.
And maybe you learned something from your friends too. So your poems will turn out even better.
Uh, I think to myself, I did learn a little more about the kinds of poems everyone likes. With any luck, that means I can at least do a better job of impressing those I want to impress. And not to myself with a newfound determination.
Jeremy, ready to walk home?
Sure, let's go. Sayori beams at me. It truly has been a while since this much time together. I can't really say I'm not enjoying it. Enjoying it. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. Enjoying
He's
it either.
flustered.
Sayori, about what happened earlier.
What do you mean?
You know, between Yuri and Natsuki. Does that kind of thing happen often?
No, no, no. That's really the first time I've seen my face like that. You promise to look wonderful. You don't, you don't hate me, do you?
No, I don't hate them. I just wanted your opinion, that's all. I can see why they'd make good friends with you.
Phew. You know, Jeremy, it's nice to spend time with you in the club. But I think seeing you get along with everyone is what makes me the happy. And I think everyone really likes you too.
That's. It looks like Sayori still hasn't caught on to the kind of situation. Sure, being friends with everyone is nice, but does it really need to stop there? We'll just have to see what the future holds, Sayori. I put Sayori on the shoulder. I said that more to myself than to her, but it's easy to see Sayori as an internal monologue sometimes. Yeah, let's do this.
I like
Alright.
Monica and Sayori the most.
Alright, am I choosing again, or should we let, like, Jeff and
I
Samantha
like
choose?
Natsuki. Just kidding, I hate Natsuki.
Jeff, Samantha, choose these next 20.
There you go.
Alright,
Marshmallow.
alright.
Broken.
You're gonna cross the cross.
Lollipop.
Wait, what'd you say?
Lollipop.
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 Oh God.
Agonizing.
Agonizing.
Vanilla.
Vanilla.
Hmm. Scars.
Scars.
Milk.
Milk.
Disoriented.
Which one? Oh, disoriented.
Color.
Color.
Cage.
Cage.
Shiny.
Shiny.
Alone.
Alone.
God damn it.
This is about to be the weirdest fucking poem.
Pick the character.
What?
Puppy.
Puppy.
But not noticed.
Incapable.
Wait, Mark, do you have audio? I don't know.
He's muted. Sugar.
He's unmuted.
Which one?
Sugar.
Sugar.
Depression.
Depression.
Jesus.
Mark, grab
Warm.
Warm.
Anger.
Anger.
Kitty.
Kitty.
it.
Anxiety.
Anxiety.
What the actual fuck?
Let me go ahead and save this real quick.
Good idea.
Alright. Save game. Return. Alright, before we keep on, is everyone good with their roles? Does anyone want to shout? Anyone need a break?
I'm good.
Everyone's good, everyone's good.
Die. Joe.
Yeah, Jeff Samantha, do you want to sub in?
I think you guys are doing good.
You like my Monica voice? It's not
Alright.
disturbing.
I sound exactly the same. You sound exactly the
You gotta go higher.
I can't go.
Alright.
Devin.
No, Devin.
Devin.
Or Tweepy. I mean, I'm always welcome to any of you going really high. That would be hilarious.
The
Yes.
more you talk, the less interested you sound in Jeremy.
Alright. Either way, day 2, let's get started. Another day passes, and it's time for the club meeting already. I've gotten a little more comfortable here, and over the past couple days, entering the club room, the usual greets me.
Hi, Jen.
Yo, Sayori. Looks like you're in a good mood today.
I'm just gonna eat food.
I see. That's a pretty simple thing to get you in a good mood. But I guess it's always a simple thing to do anyway.
Listen, bitch. I'm not hungry. Will you come with me to buy snacks?
No thanks.
Jerk.
That's not like you at all.
I have my reasons. Why don't we take a look at your purse, Sayori?
Hmm? Why that? But then,
No reason, really. I just wanted to look at it.
uh,
Sayori nervously retrieves her coin. She fumbles with the latch and gets it open. Then she turns it upside down and lets its contents spill onto the desk. Only 2 small coins fall out. I knew it. I can see right through you, Sayori.
that's not fair. It's not
It's simple. If you had enough money in the first place, you would have bought a snack before coming into the club.
Wow.
So either you're not hungry and wanting to take a walk, or you plan to conveniently forget that you spent all your money so that I would lend you. But there's one more thing. You're always hungry. And so that leaves only one option.
guilty.
If you feel guilty, that makes you deserve to feel guilty. That means you deserve. I'm sorry. Yuri suddenly giggles. Eh? I didn't notice that she was listening in. Her face is in her book as always.
I wasn't listening or anything. It was just thing in my book.
You bitch!
Yuri, tell them that
Don't get me involved like that. Besides, you should only buy what you can responsibly afford. And frankly, after pulling a mischievous little stunt like that, your suffering is fair enough retribution.
Oh.
Did I just? I didn't mean that. I got too absorbed into my book.
really like when you speak your mind, Yuri. It doesn't happen much, but it's sometimes.
That's. There's no way you could do that.
You were right, though. I did something bad, and I have to accept the revolution.
Revolution.
That
Coming from you, Sayori. I guess there's a little devil inside all of us, isn't there?
Oh my god.
Wow!
Oh no.
Coming.
Don't let her fool you. Sayori knows exactly what she's doing. After all, she told you guys she was bringing me to the club before before she even told me.
but you were not coming for me for cupcakes. There had to be a path for you to make it.
Come on, give me more credit than that, Sayori. Whap. Out of nowhere, something smacks Sayori in the face and tumbles onto the desk.
Oh.
Sure enough, it's a giant cookie wrapped in plastic. Sayori glances around.
This man,
Oops.
it's because I paid my restitution.
Retribution.
Actually, that one almost worked.
Dweeby.
Oh, is it me? Ha 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 ha.
Also Tweeby.
Oh, I was just gonna give it to you. But then I heard you blab about cupcake. It was totally worth seeing your reaction though. Ha 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 ha.
Natsuki, that's nice of you.
Sayori hugs the cookie. Jeez, just eat it. Sayori rapidly tears open the wrapper and takes a big bite.
So good.
Sayori suddenly clasps her hands over her mouth.
I bit my tongue.
You're going through a lot over one cookie.
Natsuki takes a bite of her own cookie.
Ah, yours looks really good too, Natsuki. Can I try it?
Jeez. Beggars can't be choosers.
Oh, there's chocolate.
Yeah, why do you think I gave you that one?
Oh.
Still, I'm really happy that you shared this one with me.
Sayori gets out of her seat and goes behind Natsuki, then wraps her arms around her.
Ah, jeez. I get it.
Cookie still in hand, Natsuki reaches up to nudge Sayori off. Sayori suddenly leans down and takes a bite of Natsuki's cookie.
Hey! Can you seriously just do that?
Mouthful, Sayori trots away to safety. Yuri and I laugh as well.
Jeez, you're such a kid sometimes. Monica, can you So Sayori,
Natsuki glances around. Monica isn't in the club room.
where's Monica anyway?
Good question. Have any of you heard anything about her being late?
Not me.
Yeah, I haven't either.
That's a bit uncool.
I hope she's okay.
Of course she's okay. Probably just has something to do today. Pretty popular after all.
Yeah? You don't think she have a
I wouldn't be surprised. Probably more desirable. Fine.
Damn right.
Excuse me?
Suddenly, the door swings open.
Sorry, I'm super sorry.
Ah, there you are.
I didn't mean to be late. I hope you guys weren't worried or anything.
yeah? Monica chose a couple with her boyfriend after. You're so strong with
Boyfriend? What on earth are you talking about?
Monica quizzically glances at me. Never mind that. What held you up anyway?
Uh, well, my last period today was study hall. To be honest, I kinda just lost track of time. Haha.
That makes no sense though. You would have heard the bell ring at least.
I must not have heard it since I was practicing piano.
Piano? I wasn't aware you played music as well, Monica.
I don't really. I kinda just started recently. I always wanted to learn piano.
That's so cool. You should play something for us, Monica.
That's
Monica looks at me.
maybe once I get a little better, I will.
Yay!
That sounds cool. I'd also look forward to it.
Is that so? In that case, I won't let you down, Jeremy.
Monica smiles sweetly. I didn't mean any pressure or anything like that.
Haha, don't worry. Don't mind. I've, I've been practicing a whole lot recently, and I'd love the chance to share once I'm ready.
I see. In that case, best of luck.
Thanks. So I didn't miss anything, did I?
Not Not really. I chose to leave out Sayori's mischievous escapade. I'm sure Natsuki will end up complaining to her anyway. It looks like everyone has already settled down. Sayori somehow finished her entire cookie, Yuri's back to her book, and Natsuki disappeared into the closet. Man, it looks like no one wants to be bothered today. I slumped down into the nearest desk. How am I supposed to occupy myself with something literature related by myself like this? I guess I could always read some of the book Yuri gave me, but I'm feeling a little too tired to read. I could probably fall asleep right now. I closed my eyes and ended up listening in on Sayori's conversation with Monica.
We're probably going to see you late by the already close.
Hmm. Well, we can't give up. The festival is our chance to show everyone what literature is all about. The problem is the idea of literature club sounds too dense and intellectual. But it's not like that at all, you know? We just need a way of showing that to everyone. Something that speaks to their creative minds.
That doesn't solve the problem, though.
Eh? What do you mean?
Even if we came up with the most content effort, nobody will come in the first place to the literature event. It's more time to figure out how to get people to show up in the event. And after they come, we can do what we need to speak to their creative minds.
What's this? Sayori's taking this really seriously. It's rare to see her deliberating like this.
Huh? That's a good point. In that case, do you think food will do the trick?
We can.
Well, I guess we could.
Okay.
Aha, good thinking. Natsuki would love to do that.
Really? That's weird. That was so good.
That wasn't why you suggested it?
Hopefully this was my creative fun.
Hmm. Cupcakes it is then.
I'm hungry.
Anyway, we still need to work out the details of the event itself.
I find myself
I think
smiling.
it's us.
Oh, you guys okay? I
Yeah.
find myself smiling. In the end, Sayori is still her usual self, but therein lies the unexpected reason I admire her. Unlike me, who has trouble finding any motivation at all, Sayori can put her mind to things and make them come to life. I suppose that's why I ended up letting her get on my case about things. I can't help but wonder why it would be like what it would be like to see the world through her eyes. Whoa, that's really close. Whoa! I open my eyes to find Sayori's face in my vision. I nearly fall out of my chair.
Komen.
Sorry, did you say something, Amanda?
Nothing.
Oh,
I'm not sorry at all. It's all for sleeping. This is good. I like this.
does our school have a napping club?
You're staying up late again, aren't you? Now that you're in the club, there's less time for anime. You need to be used to.
Don't say that so loud. I glance over my shoulder to see if Monica.
It's true though.
Yeah, I know, I know. You're always looking out for me, Sayori.
But I do best.
Mm, that's the problem. What about you? You look out for me better than you look out for yourself. You're still oversleeping every day, aren't
Yeah? I'm not on it.
you? That's not very convincing. How many days this past week have you gotten up on time?
Uh,
I knew it.
hmm. At least give me the benefit of
I can't even do that. Look, Sayori, it's written all over you.
it.
Sayori glances around at herself.
Hmm?
You were clearly in a rush this morning. Look at your hair. Look, your hair's sticking out all around here.
Oh,
I run my fingertips down the
Wow.
side of Sayori's hair, trying to straighten it out.
You dick.
Man, you really need a brush for this.
my hair's just really hard to get right.
I won't fall for that.
You dick.
There's, there's more than just your hair. Look, your bow isn't straight either, and there's a toothpaste stain on your collar right there. I try to wipe off the stain with my finger.
Nobody would ever notice that.
Of course they would. Nobody's gonna tell you about it because they don't want to embarrass you. Fortunately, I really don't care about that.
Hmm.
And you don't even keep your blazer buttoned up. Seriously, Sayori? Why do you think you don't have a boyfriend yet?
Dick.
For me.
Sorry, but you'll thank me later. I start to button her blazer from the bottom. Once you see how much better it looks, you'll change your mind. Oh boy.
Oh my god.
This is so funny.
What is?
Yeah. I was just thinking how weird it is to have a friend who does these things.
Eh? Don't say that. You make me feel weird about it, stupid. Baka.
So that I'm happy with it.
Oh.
I guess.
Hey, be careful. The button.
Oh my god.
Why is this one so hard to close? I struggle to fully close the button near her chest.
Oh
Wow.
Does this thing even fit you properly?
Do say hi.
Oh
Uh,
my
If you ever buttoned it, you would have noticed sooner that it doesn't fit you anymore. What are you smiling about?
That bigger again.
Don't say that out loud. Anyway, you look much better now, so why does it feel strange to see Sayori's blazer buttoned up like that?
Oh my god. She's uwu.
Sayori hastily unbuttons her blazer once.
Oh my god.
Wow!
Oh my.
Wow.
Sayori puts her arms out and twirls around.
Right?
What kind of logic is that? And why are you saying that like it's a good thing?
Okay. If I got a boyfriend, would even be really easy.
Oh my god.
Me too. I would make
My god.
I'm keeping unbuttoned.
Stop saying all these embarrassing things.
I didn't say anything embarrassing.
Jeez. Well, anyway, just focus on trying to wake up a little earlier.
I know you can focus on getting me back earlier.
Fine, fine. It's a deal.
To get to you, I better take care of each other and we are taking care of ourselves.
Yeah, I guess so.
Maybe you should come with me tomorrow.
Oh my god.
You're doing it again, Sayori.
Oh, that was just in time.
Man, it's impossible to tell with you sometimes.
Okay, everyone.
Eh? Monica suddenly calls out.
Why don't we share the poems we wrote now?
Yay! Yeah, I can't wait to read yours.
Yeah, same.
About kitties and depression.
I fail to sound enthusiastic, but Sayori still trots away to retrieve the poem. Are we going through them again? Alright,
Oh,
let's start
God.
with. Let's go in reverse order this time. Let's go with, I think Natsuki was last.
Huh. Well, it's not terrible, but it's pretty disappointing after your last one. Then again, if this one was as good as your last one, I would be completely pissed. She's pissed.
Well, I guess I wanted to try something a little different this time.
Fair enough. You're still new to this, so I wouldn't expect you to find your style right away. Come to think of it, this kind of reminds me of Sayori's poem from yesterday.
Eh? You think so?
Yeah, well, I guess you've been friends with her for so long, you might as well have the same wavelength. But you never really struck me as your type.
Sayori has a type all of a sudden.
Well, I don't know, but honestly, how can someone so, fluffy send so much time to someone else, you?
Ew.
Around the dead weight.
That was.
Word.
But think of it this way: if it weren't for me, she would probably just fly away like letting go of a balloon. You could say we take care. Oh, we each take care of each other in our own way.
Whatever it is, I don't get it. Oh yeah, I guess I'm supposed to show you my poem. Here.
Amy likes spiders. You know what I heard about Amy? Amy likes spiders. Icky.
Wrigley. Did Jeremy cut out for anybody else or just me?
I always see her talking to people. She probably talks about spiders. What if her friends start to like spiders too? That's why I'm not friends with her. It doesn't matter if she has other hobbies. It doesn't matter if she keeps it private. It doesn't matter if it doesn't hurt anyone. It's gross. She's gross. The world is better off without spider
Oh
lovers.
my god.
And I'm gonna tell everyone.
Wow.
Interesting.
I wonder who this is about. Not bad, right?
It's quite a bit longer than yesterday's.
Yesterday's was way too short. I was just warming up. I hope you didn't think that that was the best I could do.
No, of course not.
Anyway, the message is pretty straightforward in this poem. I doubt I have to explain it. Sometimes you can explain complicated issues with much simpler analogies, and it helps people realize how stupid they're being.
Night, Jeff. Night, Samantha. Sorry, they just messaged to go.
My
Night.
night.
Keep it in your pants, Jeremy.
Oh. Okay, like anyone would agree with the subject of this poem is an ignorant jerk.
Do you know people like that?
Of course, it's about how everyone thinks my. That doesn't matter. It can be about anything. I wrote it to be easy to relate to. Everyone has some kind of weird hobby or guilty pleasure. Something that you're afraid if people find out they make fun of you or think less of you. But that just makes people stupid. Who cares that what someone likes, as long as they're not hurting anyone? It makes them, and if it makes them happy. I think people really need to learn to respect others for liking weird things.
Well, you're definitely right. At least I can relate to that, and I'm sure a lot of other people can too.
It's what I do best, after all. I don't like the writing unless there's a good message to take away from it. Like, conveying emotions is important, but I want to make people think, not just feel. Remember that. I'm gonna write a good one for tomorrow, too, so look forward to it.
Gotta write
All
another
right.
one?
I believe who was next? I think Yuri, and then it went Sayori and then Monica.
Yeah.
Yes, Yuri.
Let's see what you've written for today. I sound like a teacher. Well done, Jeremy. Your skills are already improving.
Really? Thanks, Yuri. Coming from you, that means a lot.
Yeah? It's nothing. I'm just happy to help inspire fellow writers. I know you're new to this, so don't worry so much if it seems like you can't get your poem to feel perfect. You don't need to be afraid to be a little more daring. Metaphors can go a long way. Don't feel like you need to work your brain like turning a bunch of gears. Try letting your mind wander through your feelings and write down the things you see and hear. That's one way to truly enable your reader to see into your mind. It's a very intimate exercise.
I see. That's certainly interesting technique. Thanks for sharing.
I have well, an example of that if you'd like to read it.
Of course. Is this the poem you wrote for today? Yuri
Heck
nods and
yeah.
typically hands me her poem. The raccoon. It happened in the dead of night while I was slicing bread for a guilty snack. My attention was caught by the scuttering of a raccoon outside my window. That was, I believe, the first time I noticed my strange tendencies as an unordinary human. I gave the raccoon a piece of bread, my subconscious well aware of the consequences, well aware that a raccoon that is fed will always come back for more. The enticing beauty of my cutting knife was a symptom. The bread, my hungry curiosity, the raccoon, an urge. The moon increments its phase and reflects that much more light off my cutting knife, the very same light that glistens in the light of my raccoon friend. I slice the bread, fresh and soft. The raccoon becomes excited, or perhaps I'm merely projecting my emotions onto the newly satisfied animal. The raccoon has taken to following me. You could say that we've gotten quite used to each other. The raccoon becomes hungry more and more frequently, so my bread is always handy. Every time I brandish my cutting knife, the raccoon shows me its excitement. A rush of blood. Classic Pavlovian conditioning. I slice the bread and I feed myself again.
Wow.
Who's the raccoon?
I don't know.
Are
It's
you
me,
the
I'm
raccoon?
I'm probably the raccoon. It's me, I'm
Yuri's
the
probably
raccoon.
the raccoon.
What's she feeding you?
Yuri is the raccoon.
I'm the
raccoon.
This is a little more
Raccoon.
daring with this one than yesterday's.
I can see that. It's a lot more metaphorical. I don't know if it's my fault, but I can't begin to imagine what this poem is about.
That's right. It's a bit closer to my preferred writing style. Using the poem as a canvas to express vivid imagery and conveying emotions through them. Well,
Yeah, if I take it at face value, then I can't even figure out what it's supposed to mean.
well, I think it's something that different people can relate to in their own way. I wanted to express the way it feels for me to indulge in my more unusual hobbies. It's those sorts of things I'm usually forced to keep to myself. So I sometimes enjoy writing about them.
Huh. That's funny.
Hmm?
Didn't Natsuki also write something about that? About someone being ridiculed for a strange interest?
Hmm? She did?
Yeah, she was talking about how it doesn't matter what you're into as long as you're not hurting anybody.
She's right. I mean, does she really feel that way?
Yeah, sounds like you two have that in common.
Hmm. That's, well, that's interesting. To me, she seemed like the kind of person who would make fun of my hobbies. But I suppose that's my fault for judging, isn't it? Please don't tell her I said that.
Don't worry, I have no reason to.
Okay. Well, thank you for sharing it with me. After all, if I hadn't learned to embrace my own weirdness, I would probably hate myself. I might be ranting a little bit now, but I'm glad that you're a good listener. Wow.
Let's go, Sayori.
Oh my goodness. This is so good, Jeremy.
Starting to get sleepy.
I love it.
Maybe just cut it out.
Especially after yesterday's poem.
Uh, you're too honest sometimes, Sayori.
No, but really, I want to put this on my wall.
Sayori, you must be seriously overreacting. I'm not a good writer at all. I honestly have no idea what I'm doing.
No, maybe that's why. Because I have no idea what I like either. Ahaha.
Jeez. I'm sure Yuri's opinion has to be a little more constructive than this. Maybe even Natsuki's. Are you sure you don't like it just because I wrote it?
Hmm? Well, I'm sure that's part of it. I think I understand you better than a lot of people, you know? So when I read your poem, it's not just a poem. It's a Jeremy poem.
Kawaii!
It's special. Like I can feel your feelings in it.
Sayori hugs the sheet against her chest. You're so weird, Sayori.
Well, I'm not very good at figuring out if poems are good or bad. But that's why I just go by my heart. If it makes me feel things, then it must be a good poem.
I'm not sure that's exactly how it works. Then again, I guess conveying feelings is a pretty important part of this whole thing. Yeah, maybe. Honestly, I don't even know what kind of writing you like in the first place.
Yeah, me neither.
Ah, why don't you at least try giving it some thought?
Aw, you want to write something for me? That's so sweet.
Yeah, right. But you're always thinking about other people. You need to think about yourself once in a while. If you don't, you might end up getting hurt at some point.
Hmm? Well, I don't really know what you mean, but I'll try to keep that in mind.
Well, whatever.
Anyway, let's see. I guess I like happy poems. Wait, sometimes I like sad poems too. Sometimes a little bit of both. There's a word for that, right? What's the word I'm looking for? Bittersweet. Yeah, I like things that are happy and things that are sad.
Happy and sad? I can't see you liking something sad, Sayori.
Well, I like happy the most. But sometimes when you have a little rain cloud in your head, the sad poem can help give the rain cloud a little hug and make a nice happy rainbow.
Oh my god.
Sayori, that's unexpectedly poetic.
It is. Maybe I'm getting better at expressing my feelings after all. Thanks, Jeremy. I should go write that down then. You can read my poem now, okay?
Bottles. I pop off my scalp like the lid of a cookie jar. It's the secret place where I keep all my dreams. Little balls of sunshine all rubbing together like a bundle of kittens. I reach inside with my thumb and forefinger and pluck one out. It's warm and tingly, but there's no time to waste. I put it in a bottle to keep it safe. I put the bottle on the shelf with all of the other bottles. Happy thoughts, happy thoughts, happy thoughts in a wait. Happy thoughts in bottles all in a row. My collection makes me lots of friends. Each bottle a starlight to make amends. Sometimes my friend feels a certain way. Down comes a bottle to save the day. Night after night, more dreams. Friend after friend, more bottles. Deeper and deeper my fingers go, like exploring a dark cave, discovering the secrets hiding in the nooks and crannies. Digging and digging, scraping and scraping. I blow dust off of my bottle caps. It doesn't feel like time elapsed. My empty shelf could use some more. My friend looked through my locked front door. Finally, all done, I opened up and in they come in such a hurry. Do they want my bottles that much? I frantically pull them from the shelf one after the other, holding them out to each and every friend, each and every bottle. But every time I let one go, it shatters against the title between my feet. Happy thoughts, happy thoughts, happy thoughts in shards all over the floor. They were supposed to be for my friends who aren't smiling. They're all shouting, pleading, something, but all I hear is echo, 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 echo inside my head.
Deep.
Wow.
Wow. Holy crap. Sayori, did you really write this?
Of course I did. Didn't I tell you yesterday I was gonna write the best poem ever?
Yeah, but I mean, I didn't expect something like this coming from you.
Monica told me a whole lot, and I've been really in touch with my feelings recently.
I see that. It's almost kind of creepy.
Creepy?
Well, not exactly. Maybe because I'm so used to you being cheerful. Well, never mind. I'm thinking too hard about it. The point is, it came out good, so you should be proud of it.
Oh, thanks. I feel like I feel like I was meant to express myself this way. It even helps me understand my own feelings a little bit better. Writing is like magic.
You got pretty passionate about this, huh?
Ote.
I hope you keep it up.
Yeah, writing's the best. I'm gonna keep writing until I die.
Don't get ahead of yourself. Sayori's always had a habit of getting obsessed with something before dropping it no more than a week later. Wonder if this is one of those times. But seeing the passion in her eyes makes it hard for me to be pessimistic. Last but not least, Monica.
Bring it home, Devin.
Hi again, Jeremy. How's the writing going?
Alright, I guess.
I'll take that. As long as it's not going bad. I'm happy you're applying yourself. Maybe soon you'll come up with a masterpiece.
I wouldn't count on that.
You never know. Want to share what you wrote for today?
Sure, here you go. I give my poem to Monica.
Hmm. Alright. I like this one. It makes me think of something Sayori would write.
Is that so?
You and Sayori are really good friends, right? I wouldn't be surprised if you had those sorts of things in common.
Well, we may be good friends, but Sayori and I are actually really different.
Hmm. Well, that might be the case. But maybe there are also some similarities that you wouldn't expect. The way she talks about you, it sounds like the two of you really care about each other's well-being. even if you show it in different ways, it ends up being more similar than you'd think. So I think that's the kind of vibe I get when reading your poem.
You sure you're not reading into it too much?
Haha, I could be. Oh gosh, I sound like Yuri. But in any case, Sayori's writing is kind of gentle feel to it. I can tell that she likes exploring with emotions like happiness and sadness. Who knew that someone so happy would enjoy sad things too?
Yeah, that's totally unexpected.
Well, to each their own. And you shouldn't be afraid to experiment a little bit either. But anyway, you want to read my poem now? I like the way this one turned out, so I hope you do too.
Alright, let's take a look. Save me! The colors, they won't stop. Bright, beautiful colors, flashing, expanding, piercing. Red, green, blue. An endless cacophony.
Cacophony.
Cacophony of
It's
meaningless
my poem.
noise. Nice. The noise, it won't stop. Violent, grating waveforms, squeaking, screeching, piercing, sine, cosine, tangent, like playing a chalkboard on a turntable, like playing a vinyl on a pizza crust. An endless poem of meaningless. Wow,
Ooh,
that's
look at all that
Wow.
blank space at the end.
load me.
Wait, what?
Load me.
Wow.
Load me?
It's even more abstract than your last one, huh?
Haha. I guess it's just the way I write. I'm sorry if you don't like it.
No, I never said that. It's just the kind of thing I never really seen before, I guess.
I kind of like playing with my space on the paper. Choosing where and how to space your words can totally change the mood of the poem. It's almost like I'm the Mahote.
Sorry.
The way I wrote the lines really short makes it feel like they're trying to speak over the noise.
I see. It's still hard for me to tell what it's about, though.
Ahaha. Sometimes what a poem is about isn't the right question. A poem can be as abstract as physical expressions of a feeling, or a conversation with the reader. So putting it that way, not every poem is about something. Anyway, here's Monica's writing tip of the day. Sometimes you'll find yourself facing a difficult decision. When that happens, don't forget to save your game. You never know when you might change your mind.
Uh-oh.
Or when something
Oh, sorry.
unexpected will happen. Wait,
I
is this a tip even about writing? What am I even talking about?
Uh-oh.
Ha 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 ha. That's my advice for today. Thanks for listening. Okay, everyone. We're all done reading each other's poems, right? I have some extra planned today. So if everyone could come sit at the front of the room.
Oh, she's asleep. Is this about the festival?
Did she fall asleep?
Yeah.
Gosh damn
We
it.
could probably call it after this chapter.
Yeah.
Well, wake her ass up. Well, sort of.
Ugh, do we really have to do something for the festival? Not like we the other. We'll just end up embarrassing ourselves instead of getting any members. That's a concern of mine as well. I can't do this. I don't really do well with last minute preparations.
Don't worry so much. We're gonna keep it simple, okay? We won't need much more than a few decorations. Sayori has been working on posters and I've designed some pamphlets we can give out during the event.
She's alive.
Okay, that's great and all. But that doesn't tell us what we're actually going to be doing at the event.
Ah, sorry, I thought you heard about it already. We're gonna be performing.
Performing?
Monica.
Yeah, we're gonna be having poetry performance. Each of us is going to choose a poem to recite during the event. But the cool part is, we're also going to let anyone else come up and recite poems too. Sayori's putting it all on the posters in case anyone wants to prepare ahead of time.
Sayori, who's been coloring a poster, holds it up for us to see.
She's asleep again.
Ah, are you kidding me, Monica? I did fell asleep. You didn't. You didn't already start putting those posters up, did you?
Well, I did. Do you really think it's that bad of an idea?
Well, no. It's not a bad idea. But I didn't sign up for this, you know? There's no way I'm going to be performing in front of a group of people like that.
I agree with Natsuki. I could never in my life do.
Imagining it, Yuri shakes her head in fear.
Guys,
No, Sayori. I understand where they're coming from. Remember that Natsuki and Yuri have never shared their poems with anyone until just a couple days ago. It's a lot to ask them to recite their poems out loud for a whole room full of people. I guess I kind of overlooked that. So, come in.
Come in.
Dot dot dot.
Demo.
Demo.
I still think we should give it our best.
What?
But that doesn't make any sense. We're the only ones responsible for the fate of this club. If we start the event and each put on a good performance, then it will inspire others to do the same. Why am I poking? That's
Hey, you bitch!
And the more people who perform, the better we'll be able to show everyone what literature is all about.
yeah. It's about expressing your feelings, being intimate with yourself, finding new horizons,
Animal
and having
Crossing?
fun.
That's right. And it's those reasons that we're all in this club today. Don't you want to share that with others?
No!
To inspire them to same feelings that brought you here in the first place? I know you do. I know we all do. And if it takes standing in front of the room for 2 minutes and reciting a poem, then I know you can do it.
Dot dot dot. Dot dot dot.
Natsuki and Yuri remain silent. Yuri looks worried. I guess that leaves me no choice. I agree. I don't think it's too much to ask. I think that Sayori and Monica have been trying really hard to get new members. The least we can do is help them out a little bit.
Well, maybe, but. Dot dot dot.
It looks like Natsuki doesn't have any arguments left.
Okay, fine. I guess I'll just have to get it over with.
Alright.
Pew! Thanks, Natsuki. What about you, Yuri?
Dot dot dot.
Yuri dejectedly glances around at everyone else's
I'm
expectantly.
uncomfortable. I guess I don't really have a choice.
Aha, that's everyone. You're the best, Yuri.
This club is seriously gonna be the death of.
Oh gosh. You'll be fine, Yuri. What, anyway?
What the fuck? Shut the fuck up, Monica.
Let's move on to the main event.
No.
Oh.
I want each of you to perform a poem of yours.
You
Now
sound
he's
Mexican.
making words.
You have a Mexican accent.
We're going to practice reciting them in front of each other.
No way.
Monica! This is too sudden!
Well, if you can't recite your poem in front of the club, how do you expect to do it in front of the strangers?
You're right. Oh no.
Don't worry. I'll start off to help everyone feel a little more comfortable.
Can I go next?
Ahaha, of course. Now, let's see.
Monica flips through her notebook to the specific poem she has in mind for herself. She then stands behind the podium.
The title of this poem is The Way They Fly. Ahem.
Monica begins reciting her poem. Her clear, confident voice fills the room. More than that, her inflection is pristine. She knows exactly how to apply emotion behind each line she recites, bringing the words to life. Is this something she's done before, or is she simply a natural? I glance around me. Everyone has their eyes on Monica. Sayori looks amazed. Yuri has an intense expression on her face that I don't understand. Finally, Monica finishes the recitation. The four of us applaud. Monica takes a breath and smiles.
Hee.
That was so good, Monica.
Aha, thank you so much. I was just hoping to set a good example. Are you ready to go next, Sayori?
I'll go next. My turn!
You just said it.
Yuri clutches a sheet of paper between her hands and stands up. Keeping her head down, she walks quickly over to the podium.
This poem is called
Yuri anxiously glances at each of us.
You can do it, Yuri.
It's called After Image of a Crimson Eye.
Yuri's voice shakes as she starts reading the poem. Just a moment ago, she practically refused to do this. Why is she suddenly putting in so much effort? As Yuri gets past the first couple of lines, her voice changes. It's almost like what happens when Yuri gets absorbed into her books. Her quivering voice transforms into the sharp syllables of a fierce and confident woman. The poem is full of twists and turns in its structure that she enunciates with perfect timing. This must be a rare glimpse into the whirling fire Yuri keeps concealed inside her head. Suddenly, she's finished. Everyone is stunned. Yuri snaps back into reality and glances around her, as if she's bewildered even herself.
Watashi.
It's up to me to say the situation. I'm the first to start applauding. Everyone joins me afterward and we give Yuri the recognition she deserves. It's not that we didn't want to applaud for her, but we were caught off guard, so off guard that we must have forgotten. As we applaud, Yuri holds the poem to her chest and rushes back into her seat.
Yuri, that was really good.
Arigato.
Arigato for sharing.
Thought.
Yuri looks like he's down for the
I
count.
died.
Okay. I guess I'm next then.
Sayori hops out of her chair and cheerfully walks to the podium.
This one's called My Meadow. Ah. Ha ha ha. Sorry, I giggled.
Sayori.
It's a lot harder than I thought.
You tried.
Give it to me.
Try not to think of it like you're reciting to other people. Imagine you're reciting it to yourself, like in front of a mirror or in your own head. It's your poem, so it'll come out the best that way.
I see. Okay then.
Sayori begins her poem. Somehow it feels like her soft voice was made as a perfect match. The poem isn't aimlessly cheery like Sayori is. It's serene and bittersweet. If I were to read this on paper, I probably wouldn't think much of it, but hearing it come from Sayori's voice almost gives it a whole new meaning. Maybe this is what Sayori meant when she said she likes my poems. It's like I get to reach more deeply into someone I thought I knew through and through. Sayori finishes and we applaud.
I did it.
Good job, Sayori!
I didn't even journalize it. I guess that's a good sign.
What does that even mean?
It came out nicely, Sayori. The atmosphere of the poem really fits nicely. fits you nicely. But it might be the other poems wouldn't work quite as well with that kind of delivery.
I don't really understand.
In other words, I've seen poems of yours where that sort of gentle delivery wouldn't work as well. They might need a little more force behind them, depending on what you're reading.
Oh, I know what you mean. I've been practicing that kind of thing. It's just embarrassing to do it in front of everyone.
Next time, I'm going to make you pick a poem that challenges you a little more. We don't have much time before the festival, you know?
Okay.
Now, who's next? Natsuki?
Don't make me go before Jeremy. I don't like I can compare it to you guys. Might as well let Jeremy get it a little before I have to do it.
That's okay.
It's fine, it's fine. I might as well get it over with. But it's not like I have much of a selection of what to read. I'll just have to go with what I wrote for today. I stand up and step in front of the podium. Everyone has their eyes on me, making me feel terribly awkward. I recite my poem. Since I'm not exactly confident in my writing, it's hard to put energy into it. Despite that, once I finish, I receive applause anyway. Sorry, I'm not really good as good as everyone else.
Don't worry about it so much. I think it's less about your abilities and more about your lack of confidence in your writing. That's something that'll improve over time, though.
Yeah, maybe.
Alright then. That just leaves you, Natsuki.
Yeah. I'm going.
Natsuki begrudgingly gets out of her seat and makes her way to the podium.
The poem is called. It's called. Why are you all looking at me?
Because you're presenting.
Huh. Anyway, the poem is called Jump.
Natsuki takes a breath. When she starts reciting the poem, her sour attitude disappears a little. While she's still a little unenthused, her poem has a rhythm and rhyme to it. It's Natsuki's trademark style, and it works surprisingly well when spoken out loud. The words feel like they bounce up and down as if giving life to the poem. Natsuki finishes, and everyone applauds. She huffs back to her seat.
That wasn't so bad, was it?
Easy for you to say. You'd better not make me do that again.
Well, do you at least feel prepared enough to recite a poem in front of other people?
I mean, doing it in front of other people will be way easier. I can put on whatever face I want. But when it's just my friend, it's just embarrassing.
That's a surprise, Natsuki. I think it would be the other way around for me.
Well, that's just how it is, so.
Well, I guess in that case, you wouldn't have much to worry about for the festival. That said, I want to thank everyone for coming through. It might be hard, but I hope you all have an idea of what it's like now. Make sure you pick a poem and get enough practice before the festival, okay? I'll be making pamphlets, so let me know ahead of time what you'll be reciting.
Jeez. I should probably find some other poem to recite instead.
That's fine too. It doesn't have to be your own. I'm already pleasantly surprised that you're putting in all this effort for the club.
Ooh.
Makes me really happy.
Ooh.
Yeah, no problem.
Okay, everyone. I think that's about it for today. I know the festival's coming up, but let's try to write poems for tomorrow as well. It's been working out really nicely so far, so I'd like to continue that. As far as the festival, we'll finish planning tomorrow, and then we'll have the weekend to prepare. Monday's the big day.
I can't wait.
I can do this. I can do this.
All right. I stand up. There's no way I'll be able to find the same enthusiasm as Sayori and Monica, but I'll do my best to get through it. If it's for the sake of the club and impressing Monica, then I'll have to do my best. Ready to go, Sayori?
Hi.
Look at you two, always going home together like that.
It's kind of adorable, isn't it?
Jeez, guys. Don't make such a big deal out of it.
It must be a little nice though.
Well, how am I supposed to respond to that?
Okay, Jeremy. You don't have to say it.
Whatever, let's go already. I walk home with Sayori once more. Even though it's only been a few days, a lot of things have already changed. But today, Sayori is being a little quieter than usual on the way home. Hey, Sayori.
Sorry, I was spacing out.
No wonder.
I was thinking about something from earlier. I like how we get to.
Sayori fumbles with her words.
So let's just say that one day Yuri asked to walk home with you.
Huh?
What would you do?
What kind of question is that? You're kind of putting me on the spot here.
Oh. Choices. Save.
Save?
Save before you make the choice.
Empty slot? Or
No,
Yeah.
empty
didn't you
slot?
listen to my freaking rules of the day? Messages
yeah.
of the day?
Alright.
Pick your poison.
I'll walk home with you. I'm a nice guy. I'm not gonna say no. Walking home with Yuri, huh? Why does the thought of that make my heart pound? I mean, given how hard it is for her to socialize, turning her down, so
Isn't she so beautiful and sweet?
that has nothing to do with what I just said.
You admitted it.
Jeez, there's not even any point in speculating something that's never gonna happen.
Well, maybe. But I just like to think about it. Not long before you won't need me anymore, you know?
Need you? Sayori, I can't figure out why you're seeing things in your. I can't figure out how you're seeing things in your head right now.
Go, man.
Everyone is different. Nobody in the club is a replacement for you.
If you say so.
The conversation trails off, and I'm left feeling awkward. But it was kind of her fault for chopping me with such a weird question. I can't just lie to her. But if there's something that makes her happy, I would hate to take that away from her. That's why I said there's no point in speculating. Then again, the festival is only a few days away. Who knows what will happen in that time? And that is the end of this chapter. Wow, thank you guys for helping me get through that. That was fun. I'm gonna save this right. Empty slot.
My
number 3.
voice hurts.
Let's go return. We could pick this up. Devin, you said you're busy tomorrow with studying, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we could pick this up after Devin's finals. Possibly, you said Tuesday, right? Is your next set of finals, or just this whole week is finals?
This whole week.
Do you want us to wait for you?
It's the only way I can convince you to choose me.
You're right. We'll wait.
All right, then if that's the case, then we will wait for you. Looks like we'll have to pick this up next weekend then.
Probably.
All right.
Good.
But you want us to wait though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So we'll pick this up next weekend. Thank you everyone for joining. Maybe we'll if we start another dating sim, do you want us to wait as well for this week?
No, you don't have to.
Well, I don't know. I'll throw it in the chat. I'll let you know about it, and then you can let me know if you want us to wait on it or not. But anyways, either way, thank you guys for taking part. You guys have been a very great harem. I love each and every one of you. I wish I could pick you all in the end, but only one can prevail. So.
Oh my god.